So I've heard you're not mining all the ground we stripped.
That part of the cut was worthless. I don't know what you want me to do. There's no...
Shocking revelation. Parker Schnabel's jaw-dropping revelation about Rick Ness sends shockwaves. Hope keep watching for more details. Hi guys, what's up? My name is Lemon. Welcome back to my channel. Like this video and enjoy this video. Don't miss the main topic of this video. So let's start the latest update. Hey Parker, the episode Rick is here. After a few years of separation, Parker Schnabel and Rick Ness got back in touch. During their talk, Rick had a special request. He needed a new loader. Fortunately, Parker, who had lately invested $15 million in property and a variety of mining equipment, could help Rick. Parker kindly helped Rick so that their relationship would be friendly and trouble-free. But have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes? When asked if Parker Schnabel had any influence in his decision to return to gold mining, Rick Ness candidly admitted that he had reached his lowest point and sought comfort from Parker's positive influence as he worked his way out of despair. Rick revealed that he had isolated himself from everyone during his time away, a decision he later realized may have been misguided given his protracted absence from the mining scene. Upon returning in the spring, Parker and Rick had a conversation. Rick recalled their conversation, pointing out that there were concerns regarding his long-term retirement from mining. Many people thought he was done for good, but Parker's response was resolute. Despite their past differences, Rick was greatly moved by these assurances that he would see him again. In essence, Parker's understanding of him and his steadfast support seemed genuinely endearing. Parker Schnabel supported Rick Ness in spite of their previous disagreements. Over the years, the friction between them captured on Discovery cameras vanished, replaced by Parker's sincere faith in Rick's perseverance. Parker's faith in Rick meant the world to him. Most essential, before going into gold mining, Rick needed that assistance to find his way back. Despite having a successful college football career, Rick Ness spent his early years driving big trucks and machinery at his father's construction company. His dreams of turning his varied talents into a career were crushed by an injury. Rick began his musical career by learning to play the stand-up bass and going on tour with the 5-piece 357-string band. Eventually, his musical journey took him to eastern Alaska, where he met Parker Schnabel, a young gold miner. Parker was so impressed by Rick's skills that he extended an invitation to join his team a few months later. Rick made his gold rush debut in Season 3. After learning the ropes over several seasons, he naturally assumed the role of foreman. Despite their friendship, the two had many run-ins over the years. One particularly memorable incident happened in Season 8 when Rick had to take time off to care for his mother who had cancer. While he was away, Parker made changes to Rick's claim, which left Rick feeling irritated and micromanaged when he returned. Normally amiable, Rick craved the freedom to set his own rules for 6 years. After deciding it was time to take charge and work for himself, Rick left Parker Schnabel. He informed Parker and the audience of this decision in the Season 8 episode, Monsters. Despite being shocked, Parker understood Rick's choice. I sincerely understand that if I were in your position, I would want to accomplish the same thing. I owe you a lot, guy. While Rick and Parker were direct competitors in the gold mining industry, Parker admitted to being yellers and that under Parker's leadership, conflicts between the two turned into passionate clashes. Parker sympathetically accepted this. On the broadcast, Parker Schnabel made it clear that he had no ill will toward Rick Ness. They are still friends, and I appreciate and cherish him for being honest with me. According to Parker, the idea that we can split ways as friends and hope that friendship will last for the rest of our lives, while Rick Ness and Parker Schnabel may still cross paths, is what makes me at peace with this scenario. The relationship had undeniably shifted gold mining demands unwavering dedication reshaping their dynamic. While they might share a few beers or seek advice from each other, it's not the same as collaborating on a shared ambitious goal. Now, the two once close friends find themselves as competitors in the same challenging field. Fans believed that Rick's departure would have an impact on both their personal and professional connections, and it was challenging to find a suitable replacement for the void left by Rick's departure from Parker's group. His decision to take charge of his own mining business was a pivotal moment in their relationship, marking a critical turning point during the time that Rick was looking for independence and the opportunity to make his name in the gold mining sector. The question that arose was whether or not this would be the end of the friendship between Parker and Rick. The intense rivalry within the gold mining sector tested the bond of friendship that had been formed there. Although Parker expressed his support for Rick's attempts to become independent, there remained a sense of bereavement and uncertainty about their friendship's future. Parker and Rick found ways to interact with each other that demonstrated a resilience that reflected the exact bedrock that they intended to dig, even though their individual paths had diverged. Their relationship remained strong despite the changes that occurred in order to work together, discuss their perspectives, and even collaborate on some mining projects. Throughout the Gold Rush epic, the plot of Parker and Rick's friendship evolved into a compelling subplot that held the interest of the viewer. Their shared history of triumph and adversity served as what kept them together. The highs and lows of their friendship mirrored the volatility that exists in the gold mining sector. The seasons changed, bringing with them fresh opportunities, fresh challenges, and the potential for peace between the two mining mavericks. The exact nature of the bromance that existed between Parker Schnabel and Rick Ness remained a mystery even to the most devoted fans of the Gold Rush franchise. The infrequent glimpses of their companionship, the laughter that they had during times of success, and the mutual regard that they had for each other's abilities are all indications that they had a friendship that was not limited to the ups and downs that were associated with the mining industry. When it comes to the ever-changing environment of gold mining, where fortunes are as elusive as the precious metal itself, the bromance that exists between Parker Schnabel and Rick Ness serves as a reminder that relationships, much like gold veins, are extremely profound. The shared history and mutual regard that these two mining titans have for one another continued to reverberate across the Klondike and beyond, despite the fact that the winds of change may alter the direction of their partnership, despite the fact that the cameras continue to roll capturing the successes and struggles of the modern-day gold rush. The continuation of Parker and Rick's bromance remains an intriguing undercurrent inside Gold Rush's larger narrative. The passage of time will determine if their lives would cross again in the future, or whether their fates lie on separate veins of gold, with each man continuing to pursue his own golden objectives. Thanks for watching my video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the rough and tumble world of gold mining, where fortunes surge and fall like the undulating terrains of the Klondike, friendships are frequently put to the test by the weight of ambition, the obstacles that they provide, and the enticement of glittering treasures that are hidden deep within the soil. The connection between Parker Schnabel and Rick Ness on the popular television series Gold Rush has been a roller coaster of companionship, shared ambitions, and the inevitable stresses that come with the chase of gold. During the course of the series run, their fans have witnessed the development of their bromance, and with each new season there is further suspicion regarding the genuine nature of their connection. When Parker took over the mining operation that his grandfather had run, he sought Rick's advice in order to overcome the obstacles that were present in the Klondike goldfields. This marked the beginning of their voyage, where they had to deal with the harsh weather, equipment issues, and a constant strain to find gold. Parker Schnabel was a young, ambitious mining prodigy, and Rick Ness was a foreman with experience and tenacity. Parker and Rick became the dynamic duo that dominated the television series Gold Rush. But the reality of gold mining is not nearly as glamorous as it may appear. The occupation is difficult and demanding, necessitating resilience, adaptability, and the capacity to manage the unexpected twists and turns that nature and equipment present in tandem with the intensifying mining pressures. It was easy to feel the energy that existed between Parker and Rick in the early seasons of the show. A bromance that transcended the hardships of mining life was created as a result of their banter, shared laughter, and genuine regard for one another, earning them the affection of spectators. In the middle of a very difficult season in the Klondike, Parker and Rick's friendship also grew more strained, and they went through one of the biggest turning points in their mutual relationship. The crew had to overcome a number of obstacles, including mechanical failures, permit issues, and the constant threat of financial constraints. Parker and Rick found themselves in conflict with one another during the difficult task of ensuring the continued viability of the mining operation. Their divergent perspectives on mining tactics, resource allocation, and the relentless pursuit of gold led to intense debates that were broadcast on television for millions of viewers to watch. Suddenly, the two people who had been inseparable found themselves at odds with one another. The question that everyone was wondering was whether or not their friendship had reached its breaking point in spite of the difficulties and disagreements. Parker was burdened with a significant amount of responsibility and faced decisions that would test both his leadership abilities and his friendship with Rick. The ups and downs of their relationship created a subplot inside the main narrative of Gold Rush, which added another layer of complexity to the show's dynamic. Those who followed the team were left wondering whether the bumps in the road were only temporary obstacles or signs of a more serious fracture throughout the course of future seasons. Parker and Rick proved to be resilient during the storm, exhibiting a reflection of the same bedrock that they were attempting to dig. Even though they continued to work together on projects, Parker and Rick's friendship underwent significant changes. In later seasons, their dynamic shifted to a more business-like manner, with each man focusing on the task at hand, extracting gold from the hostile dirt. The light-hearted banter that had been present in earlier seasons replaced the previously when Rick decided to go his own way. His best friends began to carve out separate careers for themselves in the mining industry, each motivated by their own aspirations and unwavering pursuit of success. The dynamic bond between Parker and Rick had reached a new level.